Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna bring on Jim Ferry, UMBC head coach here. Coach, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for jumping on a little bit early. How you doing? How's the team look so far this fall?
We're doing all right, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you guys. Just been sitting here listening to you. You guys got it all figured out with our league, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't.
Uh,
We don't. Hey, Jim, we don't have it figured out with any league because nobody knows these days. These predicted orders of finishes. We used to thought we had a pretty good grasp on it. The only thing we know now is you put Vermont at number one because you put
they deserve
the
it.
programs that have done it. You put high up, no matter what they have, until proven otherwise. Why? Okay, so for you had it going the first 2 years. You guys were great, right? 18 wins your first 2 years. Last year you took a little bit of a step back, but you had 11 new guys last year. I mean, you knew you were going to take a step back. Now you've got eight
Yeah, man.
returners.
Yeah, I mean, last year obviously was really difficult. The changing times, the cultures, the type of school we are. The way I do, we had to establish the program again. We weren't just going to bring in a bunch of grad transfers every single year. So we had 11 new guys. We started out like we had 11 new guys, ball flying all over the place, turning it over.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, we were playing fantastic basketball at the end of the year. I mean, our last 10 games, statistically, I think we were a top 150 team, both offensively and defensively. And it wasn't even just the 11 new guys. What a lot of people forget is two of our starters who were both transfers. One was a grad transfer, another was Bryce Johnson. Those guys played like no league games. Kai Smith broke his elbow the day before league play, so he played nothing league play till the end. And Bryce tore his MCL. Those were two starters with a group of 11 new guys. It was tough to battle, but our kids did, and we got better. And we're just excited about this group right now because having 8 guys returning, we are so far ahead of where we were last year at this point, just with concepts and foundation and culture, which makes such a huge difference. And I really like this group. We got a group of competitive dudes, man. Every day we get after each other. My staff did a fantastic job of recruiting a real versatile, athletic, quick group that fits our style of play that I think will help us out. We've had way more good practices than we've had bad practices, and with the ever-changing culture, college basketball, new kids and stuff like that, that's a pretty good thing to have. But we're plugging away. We had a pretty good scrimmage Friday night. We scored 89 points, and that was without basically our starting center. A couple other guys were injured, but we kind of scrapped it out, which I think is what we are this year. I think we're a real scrappy group of guys, real competitive group of guys, and just a great group of guys, man. They really like each other, and you can see it by the way we play.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the pace that you play, Jim, because you've kind of you're known a little bit as someone that likes to get up and down the floor like this, right? And your team finished last year 5th in pace and 5th in tempo. How long does it take players to kind of acclimate to that style, right? Or do you target guys that come from maybe other programs or maybe high school situations, junior college situations where they're used to playing at a pace like that?
A little bit of both. Um, I've been coaching this way for too many years now. I mean, back from when I was a Division II coach, we were tops in the country in scoring. Even at LIU Brooklyn, I mean, we were number 2 in the country in scoring, number 4 in the country in scoring. So I do kind of recruit to this style, especially with our forwards. We like versatile forwards that can really run and cover ground. Maybe prefer to then some of these bigger, 6'10", 7-foot guys that are a little bit lumbering. And listen, a lot of different ways you can play this game and have success. It's just this is the way we do it. But it does take some time. Everybody says they want to run. Everybody says they want to play with offensive freedom until you get into practice and you see how difficult it is to do. Playing with pace, we're not a team that's trying to play with pace in regards to 7 seconds or less type of mentality like the old Phoenix Suns. I don't want to play that way. And I thought the beginning of the year with 11 new guys last year, that's what we did. We were just taking bad shots. We were firing shots, and that's not what we want to do. But I think this group is significantly further ahead with playing with pace, understanding what pace is, and pace isn't just playing, flying it up the court. It's also playing with pace in the court as well. But it is something that's difficult to do. You got to get these guys on the same page and understanding, shot pass selections, what's a good shot, and being able to make decisions while playing quickly. Because we're just trying to gain a quick advantage to get the defense to break down and then keep that advantage throughout the possession.
Jim, Marcus Banks, obviously he's got a chance to be one of the best players in this league this year, especially without Dion, right? Dion leaves, you're probably going to need even more from Marcus. And Marcus had a hell of a year last year. Starts out in Division I, goes JUCO, comes back. I wonder how much, because they always talk about JUCO kids needing time, needing a year. But if Marcus was already in the Division I ranks at Western Carolina, I assume that helped him significantly.
Yeah, Marcus is a great kid. I think he bought in right away. Yes, adjusting to this style of play was something that he had to get used to. But he is a kind of kid that fits into our mold and our style. And he's made great strides. I mean, what I thought was huge for Marcus was having a spring and having a summer with us. Like last year, he didn't have that. And having that this year, he's made tremendous progress. Aggressive offensive mindset, right? So we're still trying to coach him to make the right decisions on some of that stuff, which he's done a great job of. I think he's not as maybe as one-dimensional as maybe he was last year. I think he's expanded his game, and he's got more assists now, and he's really flowing within the offense. I think he has an opportunity to be a very good player in this league. He was last year, and I think now with that experience and him taking on some of the leadership role too is going to help him.
Ace Valentine, sophomore coming back. Goodman's heard me say this about 37 times over the course of the last 2 weeks that we've done these media days. But the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores, right? What have you kind of seen from him in terms of his development and his growth? And are we going to get that stereotypical sophomore leap out of him this season?
I sure hope so. we you know what, we almost got it last year late in the season. He started about 21 games for us, and I thought he played really good basketball down the stretch for us. Throwing in a freshman, allowing him to make some mistakes, play on the fly, and play in this system, which is a little bit different than Mount St. Joe's. Obviously, Mount St. Joe's a fantastic program with Pat Clatchy and those guys, but we do play a little bit differently, so we had to get used to that and adjusted to that. He too had a fantastic spring, a fantastic summer. He's playing well right now. He's a big guard, a physical guard, and we're looking for him to take that next step for us. He's done it in the summer and the preseason, and now we need him to do it once we get to live play. So we're expecting a lot out of Ace. I think he has an opportunity to be a very good player this year.
Hey, Jim, we talk about how hard it is to retain really good players. And I don't know what the secret is. Obviously, Dion went to Boston College. A lot of other players in this league stuck around, which was great. I think there's some luck to it. And I also think it's like you – and Rob laughed when I said this, but it's true. Like you want your guy to be really good, but not too good. Not too good that somebody else is going to come in and poach him, right? Like it's really hard to figure this out, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't have money.
Right.
Exactly. If you don't have money, and I know you're talking about Dion specifically. He's a fantastic player, but I love my guys. I take care of my guys and my kids. When he comes in and told me what was going on and this and that, and that he was dealing with it the whole year, I respected the kid. And what are you going to do? I want guys that want to be here. You know what I mean? And listen, when Dion had that opportunity, I'd be the first one to drive him. That was a lot. It was a lot of money. It was a lot of opportunity. I love my kids, and if that's what's best for Dion, then I'm going to do that for him. But I want guys that want to be here. You're going to win with guys that want to be here. The guys that are able to retain guys, they're all, with the rules and now and what's going on, like collectives, non-collectives, and the collectives are all BS anyway. It's just, they're getting ways to pay guys to stick around, and good for those guys if they have it to do so. But, we're focusing on us every day. We're focusing on who's here. Okay. and we recruit these guys that want to be at UMBC, that want to play in this style. But at the same time, if we have the opportunity to get them involved with NIL stuff, we do, and we support our guys with it. So it's a fine line. It's a very fine line at this level. We're going to see where it goes over the next year or two. But we really take care of our guys, and we present them with a great opportunity. And hopefully you can hold on to good players. I think in our league, it's very, very important to be able to do so, because we've actually done a really good job of making this a really good basketball league, right? Over the past couple of years, what Vermont's done, and Bryant and Lowell and ourselves, and even guys at the bottom of the league are getting better. We have great players. We have great coaches. It would be a shame if we're just a feeding ground for everybody else. So I think that's going to be a commitment from our conference and a commitment from universities to either, get in this game or new world that we're in college basketball or not.
All right, Jim, last one I got for you, man. You said that over the course of the last 10 games, you guys had kind of reached that like top 150 level in offensive and defensive efficiency. And we talked about your development throughout last year. What's the one thing you want to see this group perform better at once we get to November 4th and once we get to the actual season? Like, where on the floor, where do you actually want to see them improve the most?
Defending and rebounding. We're actually significantly better defensively than we were last year at this time. We're significantly more aggressive. We cover more ground. It's going to come down to rebounding. If we can rebound the ball, we're going to be a little bit smaller in the front court than maybe we want to be, but I really like my guys. So it's going to just come down to us being scrappier. If we can rebound the basketball, we're going to be a pretty good team this year. There's no question in my mind. I think we have the ability to do so. And we can scrap, and we do have some size, and it's going to be just a total gang rebound mentality, a team defensive rebounding mentality. But if we can do that at a high level, I think we're going to be able to compete with anybody in this league.
All right. Well, Jim, we appreciate you being here, man. Best of luck this season. Always good to see you. And yeah, we'll be back with more.